Hello again, RoyZesch.REALTOR here with Coldwell Banker Legacy in San Angelo. Today I want to continue talking about healthy living tips. I want to talk about another diet or class of diets or type of eating or whatever you want to call it, and that's going to be the Paleo or Primal. And you hear it called different names by different people, but the basic concept is that you eat what a caveman ate. You know, you look back to what people were eating several hundred years ago before the Industrial Revolution, and that's probably the stuff you should be eating. The simple version of it is eat food. I mean, if it's not food, don't eat it. If it is food, do eat it. So it tends to work pretty well toward the low carbohydrate type stuff. Not going to be a whole lot of refined grains, almost no refined foods, because again, you're looking at what was available before the Industrial Revolution. So there's a lot of good in this, and I think it's really probably a good. If you don't need to lose weight, if you're not dealing with any major health issues at the present time, it's probably a really good maintenance type way of eating, and just eliminating a lot of the refined carbs, a lot of basically the refined foods again. If anything, if it came out of a factory somewhere along the route between where it originated in your house, then it's something you probably, in the long term, it's better off if you don't eat. So that's the foundation of it. I mean, it tends to be moderately high in the good fats, the healthy fats, the traditional fats, and moderate protein, and then kind of keeping the carbs, depends on who you ask, somewhere under 100 grams of carbs a day. And again, realizing that if those carbs come from a sweet potato or a potato, that's totally different than getting the carbs from a candy bar. Even if it's the same amount of carbs, you're better off getting that from a food source versus a highly processed type source. So again, I think it's one of the most logical as a long-term health plan and way of eating plan, and it can have pretty dramatic effects depending on where you are on your carb intake before you start on it. It can have some pretty good weight loss results, but usually, or a lot of people, depending on age and health and all those other things, will need to cut carbs a good bit lower to really do really good weight loss. So again, it's a good maintenance type thing. Not necessarily as good, but it's also good as a foundation as you're going into ketosis, and we'll talk about some more different ways to do that with your body. A way to kind of have something at a maintenance level, and then you take the dips into ketosis to help you lose weight in little bursts at a time and not huge chunks. So that's one of the things too, is you want to work on a lifestyle that you can maintain long term, because if you go and you work really hard for 6 months and do something and lose all the weight you want, get down to your ideal weight, and then go back to eating the way you did before you started, you're not really going to accomplish anything long term. So you're looking at a long term change, but sometimes in the short term you make a little bit more drastic changes. And that's again where the Paleo Primal type way of thinking is a good fit, that this is something you're going to stick with long term. And there may be periods of time, again, due to health issues or maybe just particular weight loss goals you have at that time, that you're going to go a little lower on the carb scale to try to get some weight off, to spend some time in ketosis. So again, it's not a place you want to spend the rest of your life, but you can dip into on a regular basis and keep your body fat adapted, where it can go back and forth between carbs and ketones to burn for energy. And that's where you want to be, where you can easily transition back and forth between those, and everything works well. So again, Paleo Primal is more or less the eat like a caveman. Eat the meats, the vegetables, the fruits, the fats that people have been eating for hundreds or even thousands of years, and keep those as a major part of your diet, and really limit the processed, refined, factory type foods. So that's the short of it. Again, it's because it's kind of a foundation for everything. It'll come up in other things as we're talking about specific methods and ways of doing things to lose weight and different ways of eating and whatnot, but it kind of is a reference point as much as anything. So again, if you have any questions, give me a call. We'll talk about it. I love to talk about it. So RoyZesch.REALTOR, 325-268-0775. Thank you.